You seen too much when you see your mama cry. Every tear that fell caught a homicide. And it ain't too many angels in the place that I'm from, but they'll put a halo on anybody, Lord. Not too many I can say that got me, Lord. But even when I go astray, I'm still your son. Even on the cloudy
See, I came from the bottom where niggas don't make it out it. Why I seen niggas fall like cold leaves in the autumn. When you gotta go to prison before you see a shahada. Seen Route 64 with bows in the Armada. Always been one step away my whole life. Been some long nights, just roll the dice. I'm betting on myself just to reach these heights. It's generational wealth. Success from hands that was dealt. And freedom from mental health. Just another notch on the belt, cause I came from it. I'm talking dirty trap with 100 packs, I was made from it. I'm talking streets that kill you dead, go get a trade or something. Seen a lot of lives lost to this game for nothing. Mama said I'm from the gang, but you ain't claiming nothing. Go to school, go read a book, go play the game or something. But shit, your focus start to change when your stomach touching. I guess it is what it is. We can't go back to them days we was kids, so let me live it.
You seen too much when you see your mama cry. Every tear that fell caught a homicide. And it ain't too many angels in the place that I'm from. They'll put a halo on anybody, Lord. Not too many I can say that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We had a little technical difficulties, but we are here, and thank you for joining us tonight. We have a special show, as always, with a very special host. But as the title says, we are going to be doing an analysis on the YSL trial. We're going to start with today's testimony by Trontavia Stevens, as well as what do you guys think about the cross-examination. But I can't do this alone, nor will I try to do this alone, because when I have competent people around me, I need to bring them up, need to bring them on the stage. And of course, you know, she broke the record last month, not even last month, 2 weeks ago with our last live when we did the Christian Keys and Tyler Perry thing. But hey, listen, we're trying to do it again tonight. So make sure you put a 1 in the chat. Make sure you put a 1 in the chat. If you guys can hear us, put a 1 in the chat right now. And when you come in the room, make sure you smash that like button. Smash that like button. Once again, I said smash that like button. Without any further ado, let me bring in my co-host, attorney Thelma Anderson. Good evening, Thelma. How are you?
I'm blessed.
Yes. Welcome back.
Finally.
And our loyal guests, our loyal people, they're here. Yeah, I know they're from your platform. And man, today was an interesting day. We had some music. We're gonna the last 2 days, but today they played my favorite song, Lifestyle by Rich Gang. And you had the attorneys bopping in the courtroom, as much as they could. You had Doug coming up looking like, okay, let's see who's vibing. I want to see who's really feeling my music. And then you had everyone like tapping their feet. And, the judge was feeling a little, I say a little humorous, a little bit, but.
He was a little humorous today.
A little, maybe someone told him, listen, Judge, you're going to have to get it, tone it down a little, because you was going pretty hard on the counselors and so forth. Someone else has jumped in.
Rightfully so.
Absolutely. So I think we should just go into the testimony, Thelma. I think we should just play. We're going to be playing the video, but we need to just go into the testimony and let's analyze the cross. So what we're going to do is we're going to be pausing. What I want you to do is to give me a signal to pause it if you want to give commentary, or I'll do the same and I'll just pause it and then we'll talk about what we just seen. But it started out before the jury came took their seats. Prosecutor Love informed the judge that she was given a video by attorney Brian Steele, and she wanted the judge to hear the video. It's a 4-minute video, and so the judge agreed to listen to the video because he still wanted to bring this in with this witness as evidence. So let's see what really happened here. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section, all rise. I don't want to lose anybody here. Okay. Okay, so let's go. Here we go. They're just syncing up. Play this here. Come on. It's playing. Let's see, take it down and bring it back in. Let's go. You know Murphy's Law. Let's see. Okay, we got the video here. Let's see if we can play it now. I guess I'll play when it's ready to play. But anyway, this is the okay, I think we just heard something. Here we go. Let's see. I don't know why it's not playing.
Technical difficulties.
We're gonna bring it out and then bring it back in because apparently this video is not. We're gonna remove it from the studio. We're gonna bring it back in. Hold on. We'll try it one more time. And I think I know why.
Don't say your equipment.
No. I know why. I know why.
All that equipment over there.
All this equipment over here. Okay, just stand by. I know why I wasn't playing. Okay, give it a second here. It's gonna load back up. Okay. Okay, I think we have it here. We'll pull it up right here. There we go. And we want to go right here. Let's go.
Talking to the jury that we will have some administrative days for you all to take care of.
You hear good? Thelma, can you hear it?
It's probably one of our legal assistants. It's probably one of our legal assistants.
But see, this is
You think so? I
this is the
think
same
so.
thing that happened yesterday.
What's she get a link? A Zoom link for this?
Yeah, yesterday it said LCDA, and then it changed to 14.
Oh, let me find out.
She may have sent it yesterday.
So is she reviewing the video right now, or is there a way to fast forward to get to
We're
the?
about to go do it right now.
If he's faster today, okay? Because I'm really kind of annoyed with his slowness of pulling up these videos. I'm just teasing. All right, Mr. Kokomo, can you pull it up? Okay.
This is Simone Chase version.
No pressure. Yeah.
Thank you.
So they're about to cue it in. Someone asked a question. I thought it was pretty funny. Is the prosecutor and her co-counsel gang members because they wear matching colors? I thought that was funny.
Oh, the prosecutor.
Right. I think they did that a couple of times wearing the same outfits. I don't know if they coordinated with each other.
Are they
I don't
gang
know.
members?
and they wear red. How about that?
Hold on one second, Mr. Kokomo. I need to get my Zoom link.
Oh, yeah.
Legal question. If we play the song, you think they'll flag the video?
They didn't flag law and crime.
Okay.
He need all the money he can get with this legal team.
Hold on, hang tight, 1 second.
If I turn up, don't mind me. So, law and crime apparently was flagged yesterday. We'll play a little bit of it, and then we'll go. It's just.
Hundred bands color like some fucking ties. Niggas serving great white like I'm feeding sharp. I won't do nothing with the bitch, she can't even get me high. Something wrong with the pussy. Even though I ain't gon' hit it, I'ma still make sure that she good shit. Me and my brother gon' get caught up like that, no way. We ain't got time to go see doctors. Jay,
Don't look down now. You better hold that hand up.
do this shit for my daughters and all my sons, bitch. I'm on a random bands, I'll take her they funds, bitch. I got a mom's bitch, she got a mom's bitch. I got sisters and brothers to feed. I ain't going out like no idiot. I'm a whole G. Did a lot of shit just to live this here lifestyle. Came straight from the bottom to the top of my lifestyle. Living like a beginning, this on the beginning. I'm on the top of the mountain, puffing on clouds and niggas still beginning. Still streaming for the other side. For the nigga, I'ma ride for my nigga, hey. Corn boy, I'ma die for my nigga, hey. Corn boy, I ain't gonna never let you know my niggas say. No, nigga couldn't see me if they had a genie. I'm living my life like Beanie, R.I.P. my brother Beanie. I stack the right to the ceiling, now these niggas can't beat me. I just might wake up one Chanel and these bitches can't see me. I'm in a whole nother league. I ain't got AIDS, but I swear to God I will bleed. Just like D.I.E. 28 flows up, I feel like I can F-L-Y-E-E. P on top of these BG. God told me they can never stop me, so they ain't gon' stop me. I'm in that combat with baby mommy, get sloppy toppy. I'm bleeding red like a devil, I see these bitches plotty. They wanna know how I got heels and I didn't finish cutty.
I think they have.
Hey.
Yeah.
So you get the gist of it.
Yeah.
So let's go to the question. You want to go to the questions?
Sure.
Let's go. Get out of there. There you go. I mean, for that 4 minutes, it was lit.
You will look, if you don't mind, or may remember, in overt act number 14 of count 1. You will see a photograph that the grand jury attached to that charge, and it's Mr. Williams along with Mr. Copeland. It's a Instagram posting, allegedly with Mr. Williams' Instagram handle, and they are wearing shirts that you see in this video. The shirts are RG, and RG, my contention, stands for Rich Gang, and Rich Gang, we're here with an allegation of a criminal street gang, and I want the jurors, I think I'm entitled, I would like to, entitled to show the jurors what Rich Gang is. That is their music compilation. Number 2,
okay.
There is a lot of red being worn in the video that has been just played for the Samba Court, which I believe is number 31. If I'm wrong, it's 32.
32.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Williams is not wearing red in the video. It is being worn by other people. The third reason, Your Honor, is there are 2 witnesses on the state's witness list. Mr. Brian Williams, his performing name is Birdman, and Mr. And of course I can't remember, it's Lamar, I can't remember his first name.
Says Lamar.
DeQuantis Lamar.
Thank you, I apologize.
Okay,
Also,
all right.
a performer known as Rich Homie or RHQ. He is in that video, he's a performer. It will explain Mr. Williams' relationship with them. And this is not a statement as in OCGA section 24-8-801D2A, as in Elisa and Alpha, because I am not looking for this statement or these words of Mr. Williams. He is singing. There are lyrics of Mr. Williams that he is singing on this video, but these words are not for the indictment. This was also made in 2012 or 13.
This video?
Yes, I have to check my notes.
All right, got all that. Why do you think that Mr. Stevens would be a better witness for a foundation rather than either Birdman or Mr. Williams or Mr. Lamar, Rich Homie Quan? If they're in the video and if they're going to be called, why wouldn't it be better to lay a foundation through them? 2
reasons. First of all, I believe that Mr. Stevens can. This is a public domain. This
doesn't make a difference if it's public or not. You still have to have some basis of like frame of reference to then kind of just lay the foundation from that. You still have to kind of orient it as to place and space. And I'm not saying that it's not admissible. It's just, I don't think that unless he has some nexus with that, I mean, then we'd be up here all the time and you'd just be showing people, oh, do you understand this? Or does this a person that we're looking at? You've got to have context. And if he can't provide context, he's not the best person to probably lay the foundation for that.
Yeah.
I mean, he can state the obvious, but he's got no context. Much like, or different like if you have Mr. Williams or Mr. Lamar come in, they say, okay, well, listen, yeah, I'm in the video, and let me tell you, in 2012 or 13 with the foundation, this is what was going on, and here's why we're singing about, rich guy. Do you see the difference?
No.
Well, okay.
What?
We'll have to disagree professionally on that one.
I'm not trying to disagree.
No. Look,
you're asking me a question.
I'm asking you a question, but I'm also telling you why I would probably sustain the state's objection. At this point, I think from the court's perspective, it's admissible. It's just not admissible through him.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to then ask the court to reconsider for two issues. First of all, and I know every ruling is different, I'm aware of that, but the Pushing P video that is directly in the indictment, Mr. Stevens did not have any type of nexus to this.
And it was objected to, and I'm telling you, I'm telling you why I as the gatekeeper are not going to continue on that line of introduction.
Well, then, I don't want to raise a frivolous motion.
No.
That is the gatekeeper that you are going to do, and that the gate's not opening up right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just telling you. Again, I think the evidence is relevant and it's admissible for the reasons you just told me. Now, I understand that, this is the state's case in chief, and you're trying to get out what you need. He's just not the witness to do so.
Okay. Well, I also like in the court to, when I make the motion, I'm making it now. Then any of the state's witnesses who are going to talk about lyrics, going to talk about videos, going to talk about photographs, they have no nexus. They are just pulling things off the internet that's in the public domain. And then if this honorable court just adopts this, or not adopts, if enforces this ruling, then I'm making a motion to exclude that evidence.
I rule on what's in front of me, okay? It's disingenuous to say that, okay? I look at what is presented before me. I try and get it right for both sides. I am not admitting or excluding evidence in a vacuum. So for you to say that is disingenuous to the court. I'm going to look at the evidence depending upon the facts and circumstances of what I have before me. If the state has an issue with foundation, I'm gonna hold them accountable as well. And remember what I told you about the lyrics and everything else. It is dependent upon what is presented in terms of a foundation, and I believe I made that very clear when we argued that motion with Mr. Carlson. So I'm just telling you.
So, Counselor, let's talk about foundation and Brian Steele's argument and why the judge is taking the position he's taking.
What's the specific question?
Do you think that Brian Steele has made a valid point in saying that it's necessary to bring in this video because it's of public domain, and it's prosecution has done that early on as well. They brought in video that wasn't about the individual in the video, but it was on the internet.
But who did they bring it in through?
We got to look at the witness.
Okay, because if the person they brought it in through has personal knowledge, that person can testify to something they have personal knowledge of. Just because something is on a public domain does not mean that the person you are trying to get it in through has personal knowledge and makes it relevant for their particular testimony. So in a sense, what Steele is trying to, his name is Steele, is trying to do is prevent his client from having to testify by getting in self-serving evidence ahead of time to make these arguments on witnesses and not his actual client. This is a tactic that defense attorneys do all the time in order to keep their client from having to testify and try to cherry pick and get evidence in through the state's case. So this is nothing but the oldest thing. This is the oldest trick in the book for defense attorneys. And the fact that he stood up there and pretended like he didn't know why the judge was denying the his argument is, I mean, I'm not paying you $2-3 million for you to get up there and pretend like you are a rookie in front of a judge. No, saying that you don't understand the distinction that the judge made that was very clear. He does not have personal knowledge. It's not relevant for this witness. It is admissible, but not with this witness. So what do you not understand? He's literally telling you, sir, I'm not admitting it. I'm just not admitting it with this witness.
Right. Let's look at the continuing line of questioning. Hold on. Let's go.
I believe your evidence is for a proper purpose. I just don't believe that Mr. Stevens is the right person at this time for the reasons that I've just stated. He provides no. Part of it is you have to understand. You have to know what's in what you have to know, or have some relevant basis to testify about what's in the video, or what's in the item, what's in the picture. Mr. Stevens struggled with that yesterday. He really did, and that's the court's concern. Mm-hmm. Madam, did you have something you want to say?
I do, Your Honor. Additionally, Your Honor, the requirement of Rule 801 D2A that an admission, and it does not have to be inculpatory or exculpatory, but that it be offered against a party is designed to exclude the introduction of self-serving statements by the party making them. So the state's contention is that if Mr. Williams wants to put in words spoken by Mr. Williams will have to take the stand, and he can get that in, and that he would be the proper person to get in his statements through, not someone else. That is the reason that we are objecting.
As strenuous as I've ever been before a court, disagree. I am not using these lyrics or statements for any type of truth of matter. I am not. I am showing what I told the court. The lyrics, as everything, are not taken for truth. So 801 D2A is not a statement as a state is trying to make. They want to say any utterance by Mr. Williams is some sort of self-serving statement. That is not true. There's nothing self-serving.
It's still a statement
that's self-serving, and it has to be non-hearsay.
No, it's got 801. A statement means an oral or written assertion or nonverbal conduct of a person if it's intended by the person as an assertion. So oral or written assertion's pretty broad under 801A.
Well,
Mr. Steele, you can identify it. I'm telling you how I'm probably going to rule at this point in time. And if that's your desire, I'm going to tell you that I'm not going to admit it at this time, but however, that I'll reconsider it depending upon who else testifies.
So noted.
Okay, all right. Let's go ahead, and unless there's anything else, we're going to call for our jury. Sergeant Ingram?
We're just going to fast forward to when the witness takes the stand. There we go. He's back on the stand.
All jurors present, counsel.
All right, thank you, Sergeant Ingram. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, good morning. Good morning. All right, we're going to continue with our current examination. Mr. Stevens still on the road, sir. And Ms. Love, you may Mr. Steele, you may continue with your examination, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Stevens, are you familiar with music produced by and performed by a group of people they call themselves Rich Gang? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you ever seen any merchandise or merch, as you call it, the symbol for Rich Gang? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen jury what it looks like?
She got a picture of it with it on. When she showed the picture, I had it on in that picture.
Okay. I'm going to, and is it, you identified for the ladies and gentlemen jury?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask someone to find that picture while we continue, if that's okay. Thank you, Mr. Sharp. I will come back to that, okay? Tell the ladies and gentlemen jury, what is Rich Gang? Some of them may not know.
A music label.
I couldn't hear you.
A music label.
Okay. And do you know the members of Rich Gang?
Nah.
That's fine. All right, we're going to come back to that then. I'd like to show you. Did you ever see in GQ magazine? Do you ever see Jeffrey in that magazine?
Yes.
I want to show you again, and I've shown you the color pictures yesterday, but I'll just show you what I've already marked, and that's where we stopped yesterday. This is Mr. Williams, number 25. '26, 27, 28.
Your Honor, the state has the same objection.
I'll sustain this to foundation, Mr. Steele. You can lay a little foundation context.
May I approach?
You may, sir.
May I approach you?
Yes.
I'm showing you what has already been marked as 25 of Mr. Williams all the way up to 28, okay? You can spread them out or look at them individually. Have you looked at them?
I think these one from yesterday.
Yes, okay. Are you familiar with those photographs, and I could show you them in color again if you need to, being from the GQ magazine that you've seen?
Yeah, this one.
Okay, what number is it?
28.
Number 28, how about the other numbers? We'll just go one by one.
I know this one for sure.
Okay, you don't
What's
know
this one? Which 28? 28? Okay.
How about the other three? You don't remember? That's fine.
No.
Okay. Your Honor, I move for the admission. It's going to be colored. It's not the black and white that's in front of Mr. Stevens of Mr. Williams, number 28.
Any objection to Williams 28?
Your Honor, for the reasons that I made yesterday, as to 28, the state.
Can I see 28, the color one?
Yes.
Please.
Can Mr. Kokomo approach with his computer?
Are you going to admit a color photo?
Of course.
Okay, all right. Yeah, let me see it.
Why didn't they just have the color photos ready? That's why I was wondering. You show them a black and white, just show them the color one.
Why? Who didn't have them ready?
I'm Brian Still. I mean, he's going to ask to enter into evidence. If the judge looks at it, accepts it.
Defense think that the state is supposed to do their job because majority of the responsibility falls onto the state. So, but he's getting paid millions to be prepared, and he's sitting up here acting like the prosecutors on the first day of trial.
Well, I'm not going to bash that very well seasoned attorney who I've known for many years.
No, I said no. You ain't got to bash him. I'm stating facts. Just like everybody came at the prosecutor saying that they came in there not knowing what they needed to do. He's displaying that same behavior, and we're on day what? We're in the thick of things. So, yeah. Okay. He needs to be more prepared.
Okay.
And he got co-counsel and another lady.
Okay. With that said, producer, press the button. Thank you.
Show it to Mr. Kokomo. Show it to Ms. Love, please. First.
On the doggone laptop.
Okay. All right. Just hand to Mr. Kearns.
What a joke. Change. The judge should not be doing all that work.
It's not the same, Mr. Steele. You might want to take a look at what you have.
Kokomo, can you just adjust it?
Well, I advanced it to 20. Yeah. See, that says.
That's not it, Mr. Kokomo.
Is that 26 or 20?
Mr. Kokomo, just look at that picture that matches.
It was an issue with the handwriting, so the number is actually 26.
Which one is it that you want to show him? 26 or 28?
It's
Whatever
26.
the correct one that Mr. Stevens
Okay,
identified.
that one, that's the one? Okay. All right.
It looked like a 8.
Okay. It's 26, actually.
It looked like a 8.
All right, okay. Show that to Ms. Love.
Right, it was a 6, 26. That's what the future was.
It looked like an 8 then. No, I'm saying it looked like an 8.
It did.
Yeah.
But mine was a 6.
Yeah, he was 6.
For the record, it is 26, not 28.
That's correct.
And my handwriting confused everyone.
All right.
Taking responsibility.
Let me pose a couple questions. Mr. Stevens, how do you know about the photo in Defendant Williams 26?
Like, anytime I used to like hear or see anything about a magazine with him in it, knowing that's somebody I grew up with, I go check it out because it was like the magazine big. So yeah, I recall checking a lot of stuff out. It was like magazine wise.
Okay, and it's your testimony that you have seen or you saw this particular picture in, you said GQ magazine?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Any questions based on the court's one?
State does not have any objection to number 26.
26, I should say. I'll admit 26, and it may be published as you. Defendant Williams 26, it may be published as you see fit.
Mr. Stevens, you remember this from GQ magazine?
Yes.
You remember it being in 2016?
I don't remember the date, but I remember the magazine.
I couldn't hear you.
I don't remember the date. I remember the magazine.
And do you remember this being a highlight on Jeffrey in GQ magazine?
Yeah.
And were there, I know you don't remember, but were there other pictures? I'm not saying you remember them, but do you remember other pictures?
I remember that particular picture.
Okay. And it may be obvious to some, but what color is Jeffrey wearing in the shirt?
Blue.
And white?
Blue and white.
Okay, and how about the pants?
Blue.
Okay. You can take it down, Mr. Kokomo, and thank you so much. I'm going to show you what's been already marked and I believe admitted into evidence 12U. May I approach Your Honor?
You may, sir.
And if, Your Honor, I don't have this on my upload. Can I show it to the jurors just by passing it around in a moment? That would be great.
Okay.
Mr. Stevens, is that the photograph that you were referring to earlier when I was asking you a question about Rich Gang?
Yes.
And does Rich Gang have a lot of different, if you know, merchandise that they wear and sell?
Yes.
Is this what you're wearing in 12U states the exhibit number?
Yes.
And is that just one type of Rich Gang merch or merchandise?
Yes.
Okay. I believe that the state is going to put it so the jurors can see. And just for the jurors' memory, who else is in that picture with you?
In the middle, Shannon Stillwell, and then my far left is Antonio Sledge.
And those are people you identified already?
Yes.
Okay. Are you saying that Rich Gang in any way is any type of criminal street gang who does crime to further the interests of the gang? Do you have any knowledge that Rich Gang is anything other than a music group?
No. No.
Do you know who Birdman Williams is, Brian Birdman Williams?
Yes.
Was he a member of Rich Gang?
Yes.
And is he a known performer, musical performer?
Yes.
And if you know, has he done work with Nicki Minaj, if you know?
Yes.
Drake, if you know?
Yes.
Is he also a producer of music? A record label?
Yeah, a lot of things from my understanding. I don't know, like, specific.
Right. How about Lil Wayne? Did Mr. Brian or Birdman Williams, did he have an association with Lil Wayne?
Yes.
Did he raise Lil Wayne, if you know?
I sustain the objection.
Okay. Did he promote Lil Wayne's career, if you know?
Yes.
And is that what you were saying earlier about Jeffrey wanted a record label to sing about YSL, Cash Money Records? Is that what Birdman Williams and Lil Wayne sang about?
Objection, compound.
I sustain the question.
From your listening of Lil Wayne's music, did he sing about Cash Money Records?
Yes.
Is that the record label of Brian or Birdman Williams?
Yes.
Also, in Rich Gang, is there a gentleman, if you know, part of that group named, I'm going to give you the stage name, the performer's name, Rich Homie Quan?
Yes.
And is he also a musical performer?
Yes.
And is Jeffrey Williams or Young Thug part of Rich Gang?
Yes.
And the three of them got together, and that's what Rich Gang is, true?
Yes.
And that's the musical group.
Yes.
And you're wearing, and it's now here, and thank you so much, Ms. Hilton, 12U, states 12U is on the screen. And is that one of the merchandise that Rich Gang sells to promote their musical gang?
Yes.
Musical group. And it says Rich Gang, right?
Yes.
Okay, and there's 5 stars, right?
Yes.
You went through all this already.
Yes.
All right, you can remove it, but thank you so much. With regards to Mr. Williams, number 24, that we were discussing yesterday. May I approach you? You may.
So before we continue, the prosecution had this witness on the stand for 3 days.
He had himself on the stand for 3 days.
Well, I mean, in theory, yes. In practice, yes. So I understand why Brian is being very meticulous in his cross-examination, because there was a lot of stuff that the prosecution was doing, and he wants to take away from some of the things that was said by the prosecution. I get it. And so when I see people online saying, he's taking too long. Well, no, you don't want, you want to make sure you cover everything. Make sure when he leaves that stand, that they know that he wants to get some very important points across. I get it. But that was just my own 2 cents.
But what is he being what is he doing that makes you think that he's doing? Because
we're going to watch the testimony. We're going to watch.
It looks very dysfunctional and very unorganized.
I respect your opinion. Let's go.
You saw yesterday. I never sent you stuff. May I approach you, Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Just do me a favor. Just look at this, and it's I can show you in color if you need it. But this is something you saw yesterday, right?
Yes.
That's number 24, I believe, Mr. Williams. Is my handwriting good enough? Is it number 24?
My name's Stevens.
What'd you say?
My name's Steve, Mr. Stevens.
I said Mr. Williams, exhibit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I write Mr. Williams, number 24.
I thought that was... Can I ask my attorney a question, sir?
Say again?
Can I ask my attorney a question? Get my water from outside?
Yes, sir.
Water is July.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Is that what you need? Okay.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Need that water.
My bad.
No, that's fine.
Need that water.
Can I ask you some question about Mr. Williams, number 24?
Yes.
Do you recognize the people in that photograph in the exhibit?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where that where that photograph was taken?
No.
Okay. All right. Then we're going to move on. You can just leave it there unless it bothers you. I would like to ask you a couple of questions. About exhibit number 30, which I'm going to mark right now.
You want to read out?
You may. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Need that water.
Thank you.
More water.
Thank you.
May I approach, sir?
Yes, sir, you may.
May I approach you, Mr. Stevens?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm showing you what I've marked as Mr. Williams number 30. Just take a peek at that, if you don't mind. Tell me if you recognize that document.
If I seen it before?
Yeah.
Nah, but I'm familiar with what it's saying still, though.
Well, the judge is going to make legal rulings. Just let's start. You may have answered the question. Have you seen that on Instagram previously?
No, not previously.
We'll move on. I'd like to show you what I'll mark is Mr. Williams number 31. approach, Your Honor?
You may, sir.
May I approach you, sir?
Yes.
I'm showing you what I've marked as Mr. Williams number 31. Take a look at that. Tell me whether you recognize that exhibit.
Do I know who it is?
Yeah.
Yes.
And have you seen photographs of that person before?
Yes.
And is what's in exhibit number 31 accurate to your understanding of how that person looks?
Yes.
And is it have any modifications or changes from what you know that person looks like?
No.
Does that, Mr. Williams, number 31, accurately show the person depicted therein?
Yes.
And who is that person?
Lil Wayne.
Okay. Your Honor, I move for the admission of Mr. Williams, number 31.
Any objection to Defendant Williams 31?
Your Honor, I just asked whether the witness has actually seen that portion of the person's body that is depicted in Defendant's 31 before making or not making. In other words, whether he's seen from the neck down.
Let me see it, please. Thank you, sir.
Why is that important?
Why is what important?
The prosecution's question she has posed to the judge for Mr. Stevens about Lil Wayne's tattoos. Is he familiar with seeing his body from the neck down previously? Because that's what she's asking right now.
It has no relevance. Somebody else, Lil Wayne's tattoos, what Mr. Steele is trying to do is, because there's an allegation of the tour bus being shot up, he went nowhere near. He didn't see Lil Wayne. So why are you asking about something that has no relevance to the particular matter at hand? He's trying to establish I'm not sure if he's trying to establish if Lil Wayne is a gang member or not. That's not the way to do it.
I guess my question to you was, the prosecution was the one who interrupted Steele, and they're showing the photo now. So the judge is going to make a decision right now. But I was asking you prior to that happening.
Yeah, it don't have no relevance.
Okay.
Here. You want to ask them a little more foundation of what's in the picture, so.
I believe the foundation has been laid, Your Honor.
They're not asked to why they're the witness.
You need to lay a little more foundation because there's what's in the picture he's not spoken about, so that would be why you need to probably lay a little more.
In Mr. Williams number 31, is Mr. Carter or Lil Wayne wearing a shirt?
No.
Have you seen images of Mr. Carter or Lil Wayne not wearing a shirt in the past?
Yes.
Okay. And have you seen videos of Lil Wayne or Mr. Carter not wearing a shirt during performances?
That's the second time he called Mr. Stevens Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams is his client. But that's...
I'm going back to a movie. That was my mind. A movie.
That's fine.
The movie he was in.
Okay. And on the totality, you said that you followed Lil Wayne a lot, right?
Yes.
Okay. And is it like Jeffrey, where if he's in something, you are interested in looking at it?
Yes.
All right. And does Mr. Williams number 31, without the shirt of Lil Wayne, does that accurately depicts just means show, what Lil Wayne looks like?
Yes.
Okay, with all the tattoos?
Yeah.
And you accurately, on your oath, recognize that?
Yeah.
Okay, Your Honor, I move again.
All right, any further objection, madam?
No, Your Honor.
All right, defendant Williams 31 is admitted to be published as you see fit.
Okay, I just want to go through some of these. You have it in front of you. If it helps you, it's on the screen too, but you could use the exhibit in front of you if that helps. I want to go through some of the items that's shown in number 31. Now, this is the same person that the jurors have been heard about through your testimony a lot. Is that fair to say? The person that you really like?
Yes.
The artist? And do you know his real name to be Dwayne Carter?
Yes.
And this is the same Mr. Carter you spoke about who was under and worked with Brian Birdman Williams. Is that the same person?
Yes.
All right. Now, on this picture, Mr. Williams, number 31, do you notice any tattooing of the face of Lil Wayne?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have tattoos on your face?
Yes.
And does Mr. Williams or Jeffrey?
Yes.
All right. Now, I'd like to specifically talk, if you don't mind, about the neckline of Lil Wayne. You see it in Mr. Williams, number 31. Can you identify or see whether this is correct? Do you see some stars around the neckline?
Yes.
And how many stars do you count?
5.
And how many points are on the stars?
5.
And what color are the stars? And there may be multiple colors. You can name them all if you want. But what's the predominant color, if you think there is one predominant?
Red.
All right. Now, this gentleman is an entertainer. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And by entertainer, he does movies, right?
Yes.
He does social appearances like you went to go see him at he wasn't performing, but he's just appearing at a club, right?
Yes.
He does clearly music, fair to say?
Yes.
I'm going to stop here. What he's doing is showing that those 5 stars is also depicted in the prosecution's exhibit where he and his 2 co-defendants are in that photo. So he's wearing a 5-star, but it was a Rich Gang shirt. So I get what he's trying to do, because if they're a gang, then Lil Wayne's a member of a gang.
And guess what? But how does that have any relevance to disproving the RICO elements? Nothing.
Do you think that helps raise a shadow of a doubt?
Absolutely not. It does not. They are on trial for RICO. YSL had a gang. They are alleging gang enterprise through the label. Lil Wayne is not a part of YSL. He is not on trial. He gets to go home and sleep every night. He gets to go and perform. They are the ones locked up. The indictment is them. What he's doing is not being effective in focusing on how to get his client out. He's trying to confuse them, but it's not confusing that it's going to help him. It's going to irritate the jurors because it has no bearing or relevance into the actual elements of the case. So what he's failing to understand, when they go back there and they really start diving in when this case is handed over to them, they're not going to be talking about Lil Wayne.
Well, my view is that he's showing a contradiction. This is my opinion, not yours. That he's showing a contradiction in the prosecution's case, because those 5 stars that they referenced in, if you read the indictment, it's those 5 stars are being referenced in the indictment. But Lil Wayne has the same 5 stars. And are you implying that Lil Wayne is a member of a gang? What is the implication of the 5 stars? What is the implication? It's also on the shirt. It's part of their merch. So that's
no. Well, I thought you was asking me a question.
I did, but I'm also I did ask you a question.
Oh, I that's why I was about to respond, and then you started to respond, so I didn't know if I had interrupted you.
No, so this I was just my point I was just making is I see where I see what Still's trying to do. Now you're saying that may not be the most effective approach, but
I mean, he really doesn't have anything to kind of divert the jurors' attention away from the mounting of evidence. So that's why I said that he's trying to take an approach of confusing the jury and trying to bring in all these things that don't have any substance and hoping that it sticks. My problem with that is not effective. It's not. And
well,
you're getting paid too much. He's getting paid, and this is just my opinion based off of what I've seen so far. The black defense attorney has been more effective, in my opinion, than Steele. And they have two separate defendants with separate indictments. But and the reason why I'm saying is I'm focusing on the substance of the questions. These particular questions are not substantive enough for me to see that he is poking away and raising doubt on the element.
The state, and I agree with Melissa, the state is doing the same thing, and I have yet to see a mountain of evidence. I have yet to see that.
But we are barely in the third week of trial. They have, you know that this trial is supposed to be going on for 4 or 6 months.
Well, let's see
that's a mounting of evidence. That's a mounting of evidence. That's the reason why I use that reference, is because this trial is so long and they have so many different defendants, they've been investigating them for almost 10 years. There's a mounting of evidence for them to pick apart. That's why I said that.
Oh, yeah, because we right now I'm not convinced, based on what I've seen up until this point, that they have proven a case against Doug. But again, I haven't seen the whole case yet. With that said, let's go.
And he's one of the icons of music. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And he's been like that since he's been a child. Is that true?
Yes.
And he's still like that today?
Yes.
And do you know, if you don't know, that's fine, but do you know that he was born in the early 1980s?
I don't know the birthday.
Do you know if he's older than you? How about that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if he's older than Jeffrey?
Yes.
All right. Would you agree that he's approximately, and if you don't know, just say I don't know, a decade or 10 years, rather, older than you and Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Okay. And he was already well-known, famous, and popular for music and other entertainment by the time you met Jeffrey in about 2007. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. When he has these stars around his neck, he also sings in some songs about gangs. Is that true?
Yeah, neighborhood and stuff. Yeah.
And that goes to entertainment as well, right?
Yes.
And his videos show things like red hats, 5-point stars. He sings about that. He shows it, right?
Yes.
It's entertainment, right?
Objection, Your Honor. Speculation.
I sustain the objections to form.
Is it entertainment to you?
Your Honor, objection to relevance and speculation as to the meaning or significance for...
I sustain the objection, Mr. Steele.
Do you know whether Lil Wayne has ever won awards for his music and entertainment?
Objection, relevance.
I sustain the objection.
Oh.
Do you tell the ladies and gentlemen jury if it's part of, in your viewpoint, the American culture, this type of songs about gangs, 5-point stars, etc.?
Objection. Relevance, speculation,
It's this.
foundation.
I sustain the objection.
Do you know other artists who also have tattoos of a bee with a red colored in?
Yes.
Do you know other artists? And we can say actors and professional sports people who show gang signs. What you know to be gang signs.
They do movement of their hand,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I cut you off. You said they do movement with their hands, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you seen sports figures, professional sports figures? Basketball, football, baseball. Have you seen them go like this with wiping their nose?
Yes.
On national TV?
Yeah.
Have you seen at the Super Bowl performers playing and doing C's for the Crips?
I stand objection.
Have you seen tennis players? Do you know who Serena Williams is?
Yes.
Have you seen her at Wimbledon doing what's called a crip walk? Do you know what a crip walk is, first of all?
I don't watch tennis.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Kokomo. Through your understanding of your consumption, that means what you learn about, what you see, what you attracts you, your interest, is gang culture promoted via entertainment?
Yes.
You ever hear of the expression a studio gangster?
Yes.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen jury what that means.
Somebody who
Ain't about that life.
rapping about, we're in the studio talking about gangster stuff.
And that's for entertainment, right? It's for promotion.
Yeah.
Do you know who LeBron James is?
Yes.
Who is, tell the ladies and gentlemen jury who LeBron James is.
NBA player.
Okay. And have you seen him do the wiping of the nose and say slime?
Nah.
Okay. I'd like to show you what I'm going to mark as Mr. Williams number 3-1, I believe.
Already have that one. 31. 31 was it.
31. May I approach 1 second, Your Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens, may I just see what I marked as 31? May I approach you? Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I messed up your number. Okay. I'm going to show you what I'll mark as Mr. Williams number 30.
Vanderveer.
33.
You may, sir. Yes.
May I approach you, sir? This is number 33, Mr. Williams. Just take a look at that, orient yourself to it. And now I'm going to ask you similar questions. Tell me if you recognize it.
Yes.
And how do you recognize what is marked as Mr. Williams number 33?
I recognize the Instagram name, the place, and the two people that they referring to.
And have you seen this on Instagram when it came out or thereabouts? If you remember.
No, I don't remember. May have.
Understood. On the date that it came out, do you see the date at the very bottom?
Yes.
You're not in custody yet, right? Remember you told the jurors you were in custody about October 2014?
Yeah.
So this before October 2014?
Yes.
Do you know if you went to this event, if you can remember?
No, I don't know.
Okay. From your seeing this, have you seen this item that was put on Instagram by the person who put it on? Have you seen that before? Have you seen this before?
Man, it's a flyer. I've seen several flyers, so may have.
One more time.
It's a flyer promoting, so I may have.
You're not sure? Or?
No, I may have.
You may have.
Let me ask you something, Counselor. Do you think he makes a good witness for this, for the prosecution or the defense, or neither, or both?
I mean, he's not a great witness to begin with.
I said good.
But I mean, good, great, they all fall in the same category. He ain't neither one on either day. But what he has done, he has given the state each and every element that they need to attach to this label being a gang, and crimes have been committed. He gave them that. Did they have 3 days of hopscotch? Absolutely. But he gave them that. And that's all they have to remind the jurors of. What still, I don't think he's going to drive it there. I think the black defense attorney, who I call Salt and Pepper, I think he probably have a better shot at getting what a defense attorney should be getting out of this particular witness. I don't think this witness, I don't think he's comfortable with answering questions with Mr. Steele because Young Thug is staring and darting at him. And he know that's his homie, and he know they have been down for so many years that, all of a sudden you're going to snitch on me. So he's being very careful with Steele too as well. But he's neither category of being somebody that I would have tussled with for a whole week.
Okay. But we know that the counsels are not changing who's doing the cross. Brian started the cross, he's going to finish the cross.
No. If this individual is a witness for, or is there based off of other defendants, the other lawyers can cross-examine him. They've done
No, what I'm saying is, as it relates to Brian Steele crossing him for Young Thug.
I'm not talking. No, not his attorney. It's Salt and Pepper is representing someone else. His co-counsel don't have a Salt and Pepper. And what I mean by Salt and Pepper, I mean a full beard.
Okay, so are you referring to Maxwell? Maxwell is the father and son.
He ain't no. You talking about a father and son?
Well, there's a father and son. Is the father and son's attorneys in the courtroom as well? There are two attorneys in there, father and son Maxwell.
Well, no, I thought you meant father and son defense attorney. Me defendants. He's representing a father and son. I was like, father and son.
I'm referring to the defense team, the father and son defense team
that are sitting next to
closest to the judge. Closest to the judge.
Mm-hmm.
The one sitting very closest to the judge to the right side.
The one that saved the exhibits for being the PowerPoints for being used when the judge was ready to throw them out.
Right. Maxwell. Attorney Maxwell. Okay.
So I'll put my money on him with getting moving the needle and staying on the substance side and not bringing in a LeBron, Serena. Look, I think, you know, because black don't crack and black got swag and black know what they be doing.
Hey, here we go.
I've seen a lot of flyers.
Okay. Well, with that, Your Honor, I'm going to move for the admission of number 33.
He said he may have, he doesn't know.
Okay.
So I'm gonna sustain the state's objection.
All right, let me show you number 34.
This is going to be short replay. It was only like an hour, 2 minutes. But I think it's significant to
Mr.
watch.
Williams, number 34. Tell me if you recognize that.
Yes.
And how do you recognize number 34?
The person who went.
Have you seen it before?
Yes.
Have you seen it on social media, on your Instagram?
Yes.
And is it true and accurate? What that means is, are there any changes that you can say that, hey, this doesn't look right? Or does it look the same?
No.
Which one? I asked you two questions. It looks the same or?
It's the same.
Same.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I move for the admission, and I believe it's number 34.
Any objection to defendant Williams 34?
No objection.
All right, defendant Williams 34 is admitted and be published as you see fit.
Okay. Do you recognize and it's not, the photograph got cut off, I believe. If I'm wrong, you could use the photograph of number 34, but otherwise what's on the screen, it's the exhibit as well. Do you recognize at the very top what that says?
Yes.
What is that?
My Instagram name?
Okay. And is that also called an Instagram maybe handle?
Yes.
All right. And who, if you know, is Thugger1 at the very top?
Jeff.
Okay. And does that mean that someone or Jeffrey put on his Instagram account this photograph?
Yes.
All right. And I'd like to go through the photograph with you if I may. If you can blow it up if it doesn't distort. Okay. Now,
Let me ask you another question, Counselor. This guy's face has been plastered all over the internet. Do you think his life is in jeopardy? And if and why didn't the prosecution protect his face? Because obviously there may be some people who don't like what he's doing on that stand.
When has his face has his face been protected?
It hasn't, I'm saying, but should that had happened in the beginning?
No. I mean, his attorney could have made that of issue and they didn't. But still, he's a defendant. He took a conviction for this. You don't get to hide your face. You're not a private informant. You don't get protection. Now, he knew the risks that he took when he took that plea.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to go free.
you said you see Jeffrey. Is he the gentleman in the very front?
Yes.
And what is he doing with his
Hold on.
finger?
Put that last comment up. That's a great point. That's a great point. They ain't got no money.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Or his right finger.
Put it on his nose.
Okay. And is that something that you've seen other entertainers, like you told the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, doing?
Yes.
And have you seen fans do that?
Yes.
And is that common? Is that part of popular culture?
Yes.
And when Jeffrey, he's wearing some sort of, I'm going to say hat, is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay, now I'd like you to look at Jeffrey's center of his chest. Do you see the white shirt with a pendant at the lowest part on the shirt, like the chest area?
Yes.
And tell the ladies and gentlemen jury what that pendant says.
YSL.
Okay, and is that Jeffrey's record label?
Yes.
And is that what he promotes all the time?
Yes.
Is that what he sings about?
Yes.
Is that what he does videos about?
Yes.
Is that what he does social media about?
Yes.
Talks about all the time.
Yes.
Do millions of people around the world also chime in on this, on YSL?
Yes.
Okay. And if you know, is YSL have employees? If you know, if you don't know, say I don't know.
Yes.
Do they pay taxes?
Yes.
Okay. Are they owned by a publicly traded company? I may have asked you that yesterday.
You did.
Okay, I don't remember your answer. I'm going to move on, okay?
Yeah, you asked me. I said I didn't know if somebody bought it or not.
Okay, that's fine. All right, now,
The judge said you did.
if you look at, do you recognize the gentleman in the picture to the right?
My right? Yeah.
Yeah, it would be your right. It would be like looking at the pictures on the right.
Yes.
You see where Mr. Kokomo kind of centered a little bit?
Yes.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen jury if you know who that person is.
A movie star.
Okay.
Entertainer.
That person's in movies?
Yeah.
Have you seen that person in movies?
Yes.
Do you know him by the nickname Little Meech?
Yes.
Okay.
See, I have a problem with pointing out Lil Meech. His dad went to jail as a kingpin for the BMF. I don't know if that was the best strategy to use his son. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't think Brian should use that photo.
I don't think he should be highlighting this picture when you got an individual whose father is a known kingpin that is also in a movie depicting his father as a kingpin with illegal substances back there.
Bad move, because now the prosecutor can take that same photo and say, do you know Lil Meech is the son of Big Meech, who's went to federal prison for similar act. Right. I don't know that was
in Atlanta. In Atlanta. He came to Atlanta and caused crime, the rising crime, death, everything. So this is one of the things that these more seasoned attorneys forget when they get to the point of where Mr. Steele is. Things have changed drastically since he's become a lawyer and has matriculated through this the legal profession. Those old tricks are not going to be the same tricks you continue to recycle. Mm-hmm. So that is, in a sense, what he's doing is recycling old tricks and old methods, and he's never replenished or refreshed his methods of how he's doing evidence on his side with the defense, because the defense is the one that has the ability to really tear down or tell a story better than a prosecutor. Mm-hmm. But he's falling short because he's recycling his old tricks, thinking that they're going to be sufficient in a trial like this. Sometimes what these older attorneys don't do is they don't go back and reach and actually go to the attorneys that are actually in the trenches, in the streets, and are actually in trial over and over again to see these new cycles and how evidence is being put on in these new waves of social media and things that are influencing the world that, in a sense, influence their clients. So they have to start having these think tanks with these younger lawyers or actual trial strategists that have their ears to the streets, because he ain't got his ears to the streets. He just got his ears to his artists, and that's not going to be a great way to attack the state, which there is so many defendants to where it is easier for them to confuse the jury because they get to inflate by going over and over and over again, restating the same thing over and over again. But you don't want to confuse the jury or irritate them.
Right.
And this is his line of questioning is an irritant more than an education. That's why I said Salt and Pepper is watching so that he know exactly how he should angle his questions. Okay. That's why I said it's dangerous for all of them to be on trial together, where the state only gets their direct and their cross, and the defense gets boom, 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 bring it home.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good for defense.
It's very interesting. I'm pretty sure the state won't pick up on that. Getting up there and ask about Big Meech. They should. If they don't, I'm gonna be highly disappointed. I'll be like, what are y'all doing? Y'all don't know who Big Meech is? Y'all don't know how Big Meech ran?
I wouldn't have brought that picture in, and I don't know what he was trying to do, but that kind of I don't know what he was trying to do with that.
I want to ask them. I want the black defense attorneys to answer a question like, would y'all have brought that picture in? We
need to pin that so when the trial is over with, well, we might not even have to. It might go his client's way, but I would say that probably wasn't the best piece of evidence, but we'll find out later.
They're not the worst. Sure not the worst.
Meech name should not have been mentioned in this
rolling a joint. BMF.
Right. Black Mafia family. Oh my goodness. What the hell is he doing?
And it's a known gang.
If you look to the gentleman to the left, underneath Jeffrey's right arm, you see that person that Mr. Kokomo is kind of trying to center?
Yeah.
Do you know who that person is?
Not by it.
One more time, I couldn't even.
No.
Okay.
But by reading the caption, I know who it is.
Okay, well, if that refreshes your memory and helps you, then that's fine.
You can answer.
Who is that person?
The person who he referring to on the caption, he telling them what's up.
Okay. Do you know who that person is?
If that's what he's saying on the caption, it looked like he's speaking to both of them. So, yeah.
Okay. We're going to get to the caption now then, okay? We'll might as well do that. Mr. Kokomo, can you just scroll down on Mr. Williams' number 34, if you don't mind? And this is the caption you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. And this says, we'll just go through it all if you don't mind. See at the top line, it says, liked by King, Joffi, Joker.
Yeah.
And 328,000 plus others. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then it says Thugger 1, Michi, and Buka, what's up, peace, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that line what you were referring to that helps you understand who that person was under Jeffries? Tell ladies and gentlemen who that person is.
Buka.
Okay. And who is Buka, if you know? What does he do?
He worked for the label.
Okay. View, then it says view, the next line, I'm just looking at it. It says view 2,057 comments. You see that?
Yes.
Some people may not know what that means. Just tell, if you know, tell the ladies and gentlemen what that means.
2,000 plus people commenting.
Okay. They could write comments on this?
Yes.
This is public domain, right?
Yes.
Okay. And by that, I mean it's out in the public on the internet.
It's public, yeah.
Now that date, if you don't mind, December 31, 2021, you see that?
Yes.
Is that about the time that you know that Pushing P, the song, was being released?
Yes.
And then when Jeffrey or whomever wrote "What's Up P's" in blue, right? Is that true?
Yes.
And P only comes in an icon, if you know, on Instagram in blue. Is that true?
Yes.
And then P's, if you know, stands for Pushing P, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think that's it. Thank you, Mr.
Can we
Kokomo.
stop? Can we pause it real quick?
I'd like to show you.
We gotta
I'm going to
talk
Mark.
about something really quick. So he had a perfect opportunity, but he knew he got up there in that damn opening statement and said all them lies about what these acronyms actually mean. He had the perfect opportunity to ask that witness, do pushing P means pushing positivity? That is a perfect witness to respond to what the meaning of pushing P. He laid the foundation, he had them there, but he knew he got up there in that opening statement telling us this acronym means pushing positivity.
Right. If he asked that question, it had a different outcome. And
He knew it would have. That's the thing. He knew it. He did what he should have did with that picture with this question.
He ain't slick. We saw that.
Now the prosecution better ask, do pushing P mean pushing positivity? They've been drawing that point in the first week with the police officers.
Mm-hmm. Well, he opened the door during the redirect. So we have to see. We have to see.
Oh, they better not be asleep like Kamala has been asleep.
Here we go.
Number 35. While the state is looking at that, with the court's permission, can Mr. Kokomo just put up the last exhibit, which is 34, if you don't mind?
34?
If that's okay with the sound of the court.
Yes, 34 can be republished.
Mr. Stevens, I'm going to approach, if the Honorable Court gives me permission, and show you again what's been marked and admitted as State's Exhibit number 23U. Your Honor, may I do that? Thank you.
Okay. Yes, you may approach.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to show you this is an exhibit that's already been in evidence, and it attaches the indictment, okay? Can I approach you?
Yeah.
It states number 23U. I'm going to ask you to look at the whole document you want, but I'm going to ask you to focus on overt act in count one, number 1155, if you don't mind. Tell me, if you see 155, what is the date alleged by the prosecution in overt act number 155 on State's Exhibit 23U, the indictment?
December 30th, excuse me, I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. December the 31st, 2021.
Okay. And what is the date on Mr. Williams' number 34 at the bottom?
Ain't on there. It's on here though.
Yes, sir.
December 31st, 2021.
Same date, correct?
Yeah.
And in State's Exhibit 23U, does it discuss Mr. Williams with a finger under his nose? It's the allegation made by the prosecution.
Yes.
And is that similar to the picture in State's Mr. Williams' number 34?
Yes.
And does it say, as an allegation of a crime, an overt act, in number 155, that the prosecution used that Mr. Williams is wearing a YSL chain?
Yes.
And is that the same appearance in Mr. Williams' number 34?
Yeah, I'm going to object as to the appearance. Either if he has a basis for knowing if this is the same picture.
I'll sustain the objection.
Is Mr. Williams wearing a YSL necklace as alleged in Mr. Williams' number 34?
Yes.
And is that the same allegation made in overt act number 155?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor, to have a basis.
I sustain the objection.
Written, not whatever word you, is that written in 23U, State's Exhibit, Count 1, overt act 155?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, I'd like to show you, I've already shown you, right? May I approach, sir?
You may.
Mr. Williams, number 35. May I approach?
Yes.
Tell me, take a look at that, study it, tell me if you recognize Mr. Williams' number 35.
Yes.
And have you seen this before on social media?
Yeah.
Have you seen it on your social media account?
Yes.
And does number 35 of Mr. Williams have any type of changes or modifications or amendments to it? That means, has it been changed since you saw it originally on your Instagram?
No.
Is it identical or seemingly to your memory identical as what you saw when it was originally posted on the social media
Yes.
platform Instagram?
Yes.
Your Honor, I am moving for the admission of Mr. Williams' number 35, if that's okay with the Sound Court.
If this is the same photograph, I'm just wanting to confirm whether this was not one that was already admitted.
Do you want to consult or confer with Mr. Steele?
Sure.
It was not admitted.
You want to talk?
No, the one I just showed you.
Oh, you do. No objection.
All right. Defendant Williams 35 is admitted and to be published as you see fit.
Mr. Kokomo, if it doesn't distort, can you just do me a favor and more center and make enlarge the photograph? Okay. Mr. Stevens, can I ask you some questions about Mr. Williams' number 35?
Yes.
If you need to see it, it's the same thing. It's on the screen, otherwise it's in front of you. Same thing at the very top, Thugger 1, you recognize that Instagram handle?
Yes.
And that's Mr. Williams or Jeffrey's Instagram handle?
Yes.
And then I'd like to go to the photograph, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Do you recognize the person in that photograph?
Yes.
And who is that person?
Jeffrey.
Okay. And is Jeffrey wearing, or is he looking at something?
Yes.
And what does he appear to be looking at?
His phone.
Okay. And then someone took a picture?
Yes.
All right. With regards to Mr. Williams' number 35, I'd like you to focus on the chest area of Mr. Williams. You see over the white and black shirt, You see a pendant?
Yeah.
And what does that pendant say on it?
YSL.
And is that similar to what you described earlier?
Yes.
And is that something that Jeffrey all the time promotes for his business?
Objection, Your Honor. One compound, two speculation. You can't speak to this.
I stand the objection.
Is that something Jeffrey all the time promotes?
Yes.
And is that his record label?
Yes.
Does he sing about it?
Hold on. Basis.
Speculation as to what Mr.
Yeah,
Williams
I'll
is
stand the objection, Mr. Stewart.
Okay. Is that what Jeffrey sings about, those YSL?
Yes.
And is it his record label?
Objection, Your Honor, again, as to the state of mind of Mr. Williams and what he intends to convey.
I'm not asking for a state of mind. I'm asking for a fact. Is YSL Mr. Williams' record label?
Yes.
Your Honor, the fact that YSL is a record label owned by Mr. Williams.
I would object
is
to
not-
speaking
Okay, all right,
objections.
both of you. I'm going to sustain the objection. Let's move on, Mr. Stewart.
All right. I don't know if Mr. Kokomo can do it, but do you see on the right shoulder, if you can make that larger, Mr. Kokomo? Thank you very much. Do you see a tattoo with a, what I would say a B and a red color? Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. And is that similar to tattoos that you've seen other artists have?
Yes.
And do you know specifically when Mr. Williams got that tattoo?
No.
I would.
I'd like you to then go down. Mr. Kokomo's going to have to make this smaller. And that we'll go to the words at the bottom. You see the first line of words, liked by, I'll say, Lil Meech, BMF, and 311 plus thousand other people?
Yes.
And that's the same explanation you gave the jurors?
Yes.
People can like things or dislike things, right?
Yes.
And then it says on the next line, Thugger one, P'est, quote unquote, the P ever, right?
Right.
And then view comments, that's what you described earlier, people can comment?
Yes.
And that could be strangers, right? Fans, whatever. And this is February 12th, 2022. If you know, if you don't know, say I don't know.
I stopped it there. We have about 30 minutes, but do you think he's taking too long to get to his point?
Who still?
Still.
Yes. This man has had this case for almost 2 years now. Or 2 years, because they went in, I think was it December of 2021? Yeah. No, whatever year. 22. No, it's 21. But he's had this case for this long to not know how to land the plane. He's not landing the plane. He's staying in the air. He's not, and he's circling around trying to find the right landing spot, and he's not finding a landing spot. That is what we call as a person in litigation that is not landing the plane because they are not prepared to land the plane. He has had all this time and he know this is one of the top snitchers. Is what I'm gonna call him because he did. He there to snitch. He's a snitcher. He's known this, and you're wasting valuable time. You're wasting the jury's time. So he needs to land a plane. We're going into day 3 on January the 22nd, and he still hasn't landed the plane.
Hopefully it'll land it.
account.
Yes.
And does number 35 of Mr. Williams have any type of changes or modifications or that Jeffrey all the time promotes?
Yes.
The next line, Thugger 1, P'est, quote unquote, the P ever, right?
Right.
And then view comments, that's what you described earlier, people can comment?
Yes.
And that could be strangers, right? Fans, whatever. And this is February 12th, 2022. If you know, if you don't know, say I don't know.
No, I don't know. Yeah, it's like February 12th though.
Okay.
It got to be 2022.
Why do you say it has to be 2022?
Because that's when the whole that's when he was promoting the song, Pushing P.
Okay. And we're going to use something now to assist on that too. Can you use that indictment, which is 23U, should still be in front of you? And if you could turn to Overt Act number 168, if you don't mind.
I think he's trying to push away at the act.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
And what date is the prosecution alleging in count 1, Overt Act number 168?
Same, February 12th, 2022.
Okay. Same date, February 12th, 2022, correct?
Yeah.
And then in that allegation, do you see where the prosecution alleges the YSL, the chain?
Yes.
As an overt act?
Yes.
And that Jeffrey has a B on his right shoulder. That's the crime overt act, right?
Right.
Anything else in there that I missed because I'm not looking at the indictment?
No.
That's everything?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Kokomo. Have you seen, we talked about LeBron James, have you seen him promote and advertise going around to his teammates and doing the wiping of the nose and saying slime? Have you seen that?
Objection, Your Honor, as to pronoun number 1.
Yeah, I sustain the objection.
Have you seen LeBron James do a video, put out a video, wiping nose saying slime to his teammates?
I seen LeBron James, he got a different handshake for each player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Describe.
to non-responsive.
Yeah, I sustain the objection.
Describe what you remember seeing LeBron James doing when you say he has a different handshake for each player.
An objection to relevance.
It'll be relevant in a minute. I will tie it up in a moment.
All right, can you answer the question, Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
What do you remember LeBron James doing with each individual teammate that you described? And tell the jury.
He do a lot of stuff. He do a lot of stuff.
Did one of them include wiping nose saying slime? If you remember, if you don't remember, it's okay, Mr. Stevens.
I mean, LeBron may have did it.
Okay. I'm going to see if we can refresh your memory. With the court's permission, can Mr. Kokomo show Mr. Stevens, outside the presence of the jury, a video?
Can you all come on up for a second, please?
So this is where they had a long sidebar and decided to come back in 11 days. So this is the cliffhanger right here. What do you think, counsel? We didn't have that much testimony this morning. Plane is still in the air, running outfield, flying over Hawaii, where the water is at, nowhere to land. You got to make it to Honolulu before it's too late.
They ain't gonna make it.
Oh my goodness.
I don't see him landing the plane in a way that is effective to the jury. And this is that, like I said, this is what bothers me about these older seasoned attorneys, that they are so out of tune because they're so used to trying cases the way they've tried and it has worked and it has worked. No, this is a top entertainment criminal case, and you're wasting valuable time.
So what would you do? What would you do
with this particular defendant?
Yes.
Oh, he would have been my target to make it seem like he was doing this without the knowledge of Thugger.
Right. Well, he established that early on, that the crimes he was doing, Thugger, he wanted to do what he wanted to do. Thugger wanted him to do music.
And where is Brian still bringing that home?
Yeah.
He's not driving it home for him. So I don't think he's been a good co-pilot. He's not.
Richard Hall say, you talking like you can win the case.
Huh?
Richard Hall say, you talking like you win this case. You can win this case. Well, you never guarantee your client that you're going to win a case for them.
You guarantee that you're going to show up and do your best.
Mm-hmm.
And your best, to me, he's not doing his best work. You, sir, are Young Thug's multi-million-dollar retained attorney.
Mm-hmm.
You are not doing your best for your client. What I need Mr. Steele to do is go watch on this long break. Go back and watch the OJ documentary. Watch how Johnny Cochran took them on a freaking field trip of reasonable doubt. Every which way. Turned them prosecutors every which way but loose. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, he's a black man, so he can't get all the sauce. But he needs to go learn that sauce. Because the sauce he's serving don't got no seasoning, don't got no salt, and it's watery, and none of the jurors are going to want to eat it. It's not going to stick on the pasta.
Well, we have this trial might last 2 years just with all these breaks. I mean, what do you think about?
Well, we couldn't help the guy getting stabbed. we're
talking about now. It's 11 days. You have a sitting jury, and you put them out on break for 11 days. That's too loose. Too loose and free.
Here's the thing. They anticipated this break was already going to happen. This one that's happening. The guy one of the defendants that got stabbed, that was not an anticipated break. But it came at the time, holidays, they were going to get holiday breaks anyway. So, but for this individual being stabbed, this witness would have been done with this witness.
Well, I say it should have been. Each side should have been. I think the court doesn't have a good control of their time management.
You think what?
The court doesn't have good control of time management.
I think the only person that has been on the stand the longest is this witness.
Right, but that's for both sides, the prosecution and defense.
I know, but to me it's outside of the break prior to the guy being stabbed. They was doing a pretty good. They had pretty good momentum.
Well, this is I would argue that is one of their star witnesses, the one who was one of the founding members of YSL.
They're gonna have to bring him back in rebuttal.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I definitely say
After
so.
all of, and this is how, if I was to say, this is how I do it, because he kept trying to evade on identifying people. I would call him as a rebuttal after each other individual who has made an implication that has identified themselves to be a part of the gang. I will rebut him, bring his rebuttal behind back, put all their pictures on just like a lineup, go and show him, and it's going to be identified based on what they have said, that which gang they was a part of. And I'm gonna walk him through. Do you know this individual? How do you know this individual? Do you know this individual? How do you know this individual? So forth and so on. And you know all of these individuals because they are a part of the same gang that you came in, testified based on the plea that you took, and one of the founding members that is also associated with this defendant, this defendant, this defendant, and this defendant.
Okay.
That's how you do that. You don't play the game with him. Since he want to play like his memory don't, he does not have a memory that he can recall these individuals. Okay, we're gonna recall them after they come and testify.
I don't see none of these co-defendants testifying.
Huh?
I don't see Doug taking the witness stand. I don't see none of them taking the witness stand. You follow me?
I'm reading these these comments.
And let me delete the comments. So stay with me here. We don't care about the comments.
I mean, yeah, they have some interesting commentary, so we have to be engaged with them still.
Yeah, and change Doug's clothes 3 times on their shirt. He had sex on, and okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, the clothing attire situation. Yeah, I don't think that was too smart. Hopefully, the jurors will forget that. His girlfriend obviously thought it was cute. I don't think it was the smartest thing.
This is what I tell. These men who date these women that lack the intellectual capacity to know what is appropriate or not in the most serious time of a person's life. That's why these entertainers, they go out and they get these back layers and not the backbones, just the back layers. And this is an example of how, what happens when you get a back layer. You're not a backbone. So.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a interesting hour and 10 minutes of cross-examination. As you guys know, we are on 11-day break, in which time you get an opportunity to celebrate Dr. King's holiday. You have an opportunity to look at some of the footage, and I just think that we haven't seen anything that I feel comfortable with in getting making this jury believe that Doug is still part of this gang, other than that BMF reference to Big Lil Meech, and hopefully they don't make that connection. With that said, ladies and Thelma, you have anything else you want to take us out?
It's a wild 24 already. So strap up. It's only gonna get wilder. That's all I got.
Anyway, guys, we thank you for once again showing up. I appreciate you. I really do. We're going to take it out with what we started with, and that is the song by my guy Southside Yoko. Good evening, everyone.
You seen too much when you see your mama cry. Every tear that fell caught a homicide. And it ain't too many angels in the place that I'm from. But they'll put a halo on anybody, Lord. Not too many I can say that got me, Lord. But even when I go astray, I'm still your son. Even on the cloudy
See, I came from the bottom where niggas don't make it out it. Why I seen niggas fall like cold leaves in the autumn. When you gotta go to prison before you see a shahada. Seen Route 64 with bows in the Armada. Always been one step away my whole life. Been some long nights, just roll the dice. I'm betting on myself just to reach these heights. It's generational wealth. Success from hands that was dealt. And freedom from mental health. Just another notch on the belt, cause I came from it. I'm talking dirty trap with 100 packs, I was made from it. I'm talking streets that kill you dead, go get a trade or something. Seen a lot of lives lost to this game for nothing. Mama said I'm from the gang, but you ain't claiming nothing. Go to school, go read a book, go play the game or something. But shit, your focus start to change when your stomach touch it. I guess it is what it is. We can't go back to them days we was kids, so let me live it.
You see too much when you see your mama cry. Every tear that fell caught a homicide. And it ain't too many angels in the place that I'm from. They'll put a halo on anybody, Lord. Not too many I can say that got me, Lord. Even when I go astray, I'm still your son.
Drowning in this liquor, this one's gone. Blinded by distraction, knowing action is what's gone. Knowing temptation will only lead you to desperation. Knowing that your pride will tell you lies when you can't face it. I'm changing my ways now, cause I can't let my past harm me. My dream board, a Ouija board, I swear this shit talking to me. This year, divine focus, they still seeing 2020. They want me by a rope, but they ain't know that this shit was bungee. 2K a day, that's what I make. I scrape the pot, I bust the safe. I bust the watch, I flood the face. I fuck a good, you call a bay. I beat the stove, I beat the block, I beat the odds, I beat the